Sure. Sure, buddy. All right, round two. All right, so my name is Justin Clark, and once again, we're talking about truth in media and how the media covers stuff. I'm going to be covering or piggybacking off of my first speech I did, or my second speech I did with gun control. So basically, mass shootings. We all hate mass shootings. We all know what happens. We know the end results. This picture is from the Sandy Hook massacre that happened over in Newton, where 20 kids were killed and 6 adults were killed by Adam Lanza. Obviously, mass shootings are totally horrible. We all hate it. We all want to try to prevent it. But what the media immediately starts trying to jump to is, to me, it seems like gun control and getting rid of all the guns that they can when it comes to assault weapons, AR-15s, limiting the rounds and limiting the size of the magazines on those. So a lot of media that you look and see, they use intimidating images to try to get their point across, and they obviously, this is just screenshotted from 3 days ago from CNN. You'll see that USA is up here at the tallest with, this is just showing the Americans with more guns per capita than the residents of any other country. But obviously they're kind of selecting on which countries they're wanting to choose and bump our country against. But another thing why I really screenshotted this is because this was from 3 days ago on Thursday, and this survey was done from 2007, so it's over 10 years old, January of 2007, so it's over 10 years old, and they're using that in just a recent article about guns and trying to get their agenda across. Another one here, this is talking about with the United States and how many guns owners we have and how many murder rates are in the developed, what they're considering the developed worlds. You'll see once again they've kind of selected which countries they want to throw in there. One of the ones that is highlighted here, this was brought up in another website that was kind of showing the same things that I'm talking about. But this one, they exclude Mexico. And Mexico, the reason why, and the author of that website was confronted about that, and that author said that, his name was Fisher, and he said he omitted Mexico because it has triple the U.S. rate due in large part due to the ongoing drug war. So because of that country having a drug war, they're saying that they're excluded. But obviously we have our drug wars, but he included us. This is a video of a senator speaking about gun control, and it basically speaks for itself with what he's got here. I'll let it just go. Maybe. There we go.
This is a ghost gun. This right here has the ability with a 30 caliber clip to disperse with 30 bullets within half a second. 30 magazine clip in half a second. This is a ghost gun. This right here has the ability with a 30 caliber clip to disperse with 30 bullets within half a second. 30 magazine clip in half a second.
So there you go. 30 rounds in half a second is a lot. And obviously, being a senator, you would expect him to know what he's talking about, and obviously he doesn't. So just one of the kind of things to look out for. Here's some actual real stats that I found, because obviously you've got the internet, we could do our own research. This is showing how the U.S. compares with middle-income countries on the ratio. This is how many people own guns per 100,000, and what the murder rate is in those countries. So you can see, with them not owning many guns, their murder rate's ridiculous. While ours, I mean, we own a ton of guns, and our murder rate's nowhere close to what theirs is. Going along the side of that too, with when they're wanting to destroy these or ban all these guns, there's some figures that I found. The UK enacted its handgun ban in 1996, From 1990 until the ban was enacted, the homicide rate fluctuated between 10.9 and 13 homicides per million. After the ban was enacted, homicides trended up until they reached the peak of 18.0 in 2003. Since 2003, which incidentally was about the time the British government flooded the country with 20,000 more cops, the homicide rate fell to 11.1 in 2010. So in other words, the 15-year experiment in handgun ban was that achieved absolutely nothing. Iceland, they banned firearms in 1972. Their homicide rate was fairly static, ongoing all the way back to 1945. In that period, it fluctuated between 0.1 and 0.6 per 100,000 people. Immediately after the ban, the murder rate shot up to 1.6 to 100,000 people in 1975, and it dropped back down to 0.4. But since then, it's been trending up to 1.4 to now is 2014. Australia, they enacted their gun ban in 1996. Murders that basically run flat, seeing only a small spike after the ban, and then returning almost immediately to pre-ban numbers. So nothing's really proven by banning the guns. The violence is still going to be there, and the murders are still going to be there. So, in conclusion, when you see, obviously we're all going to be affected when we see those mass shootings and whatnot, but always when they come out with banning guns, always do your own research. We have the internet where you can kind of look to see how much of those numbers that they're going to throw at you will actually affect these mass shootings or violence when people are wanting to do that. The media likes to portray whatever the heck they want, but you have the internet where you can do whatever you want and research different websites, different views, and form your own opinion. Thank you.